welcome, my loves, to day 4 of our Breathwork Challenge. Thank you for sticking with us, for journeying with me. Satnam. Okay. So a couple things before we get into our practice today. The last couple breathwork practices that we've done, the breath of fire, ego eradicator, and the Nadi Shodhana, I just want to invite you, if you're really interested in beginning your breathwork journey, to begin with these two every day. There's so many benefits around them, and they prepare your body for more deeper experiences with the breath. So my schedule, every morning when I wake up, I do breath of fire. I actually usually do it right from my bed. I'm a lazy morning person. So I get up in bed and I usually spend about 20 minutes in bed doing my meditation and my breath work. And that's just because I am very in my yin energy when I wake up, and I've learned how to honor that. And I literally just do my practice right from my bed before I start my day. And that's really connecting to my energy, creating my own energy for the day before I turn my phone on, before I have any external influences. I check in with myself and I decide the energy that I want to bring into the day. So today our breath work is a little bit more intense. It's an Osho breath work, and the actual sequence of this goes on for almost an hour. We're only doing 14 minutes. And I want to share that with breathwork, it feels like at times it can feel overwhelming or like we get dizzy. And that's natural, especially if we're not used to manipulating or playing with the breath in this way. So if you feel a little bit dizzy, that's okay. But obviously, if you feel like you're going to fall over or faint, then I would recommend just slowing down the breath, honoring where you're at, but also knowing that if you're new to working with the breath in this way, the mind may be triggered into thinking that it's too much, but I invite you to just push past that a little bit. But of course, if you have any health concerns, don't listen to me. Be very, very careful with breath work. If you have any health concerns in any way, you should be talking to your doctor before doing any breath work, because there's certain ones that can trigger different experiences within the body. But in general, like for example, I did deep water diving in Malaysia. I did surveying there, and what they teach you, this is free diving. So when they teach you, when you go in deep, to hold your breath for a long time. Usually if we're in a pool, we just hold our breath and then we go under and then we come back out and let it go. When you're doing deep water diving, you hold your breath, go in, and then when you get deep, you let the oxygen go. And this triggers your mind. When you start doing this, it triggers your mind to panic and think you're drowning and think you can't breathe. But when they train us, they share to just push past that, because you're not going to die. You can hold your breath for so much longer, but it's really getting the mind used to just pushing your limits a bit. Of course, not too much, knowing the sweet spot. But I just want to share that because it's not meant to be totally comfortable. Through this breath, we're detoxing, we're letting more oxygen in, and we're releasing from our body anything that we're ready to let go of. So at any point, even in yoga, when we're holding positions, it's not meant to be comfortable, because when we're growing, when we're evolving, there's discomfort. So the Osho approach is dynamic meditation, and his breath work and meditations are my favorite because I like active meditations. I like moving the body. It helps me get out of my mind. And then at the end, we'll do a couple minutes of silence. And I feel that that is the most powerful meditation experiences for me when I move my body, when I do ecstatic dance, when I do ecstatic breath work, and then I go into stillness and silence after, when our blood is going, when our oxygen is, really moving through the body, our body is awakened at that point. And then I think we can drop in more deeply to the self when we've already, dropped into the being. through movement. So the original Osho practice that we're doing today, keep in mind it's an hour. So trying your best to do the full 14 minutes. And I'm just going to explain the technique first before we go into our card reading and practice. So we'll be standing for it. And this is a chakra breathing meditation. So you can, whatever feels most natural for you, you can either place both your hands over each chakra as we work with it. If you know the colors of the chakras, or if you just have colors that naturally come up for you, I like to visualize like a light glowing around that chakra, but doing whatever feels best for you. And you can hold it while we're breathing. I like to move my hands. That's what comes naturally for me. And we're going to move first up. So we have 7 chakra points, assuming you know where it is, but I'll just tell you quickly. So the first one is at the root of the spine. The second is the womb or womb space. The third is the solar plexus, just a couple inches above the belly button. Next is the heart, the Vishuddha, the throat chakra, the Ajna, the third eye point, and then the crown. And we're moving up, and then we're moving back down. And that's going to be one round, and that's all we're doing. So it's a total of 14 minutes. And to make your practice easier, I'm going to guide you whenever we switch to a different chakra, just so you're not worrying about when you have to switch. So I'll guide you through that. It will be every 1 minute, we'll be going up and then down. And the breath is very simple. We're just exhaling and inhaling out of the mouth, and the audio will guide you. So you're breathing with the audio. It's actually the specific music for Osho's meditation, but you can also hear someone breathing in it. So you just match their breath. Again, if it's too much, and also if you're bleeding at this time, you can just hold that chakra, breathe into it, deep belly breathing, deep heart breathing, envisioning breathing into that space, just deep breathing rather than the faster breathing if it becomes too much, or if you're on your bleed currently, or if you're pregnant. So the breath sounds like this. As always, letting any sound that wants to naturally come out. Sometimes it may sound like ha, 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 ha. The sound, when we're releasing it out of our body, when it wants to come out, always let it, because that could be trauma, memories, emotions, energy in the body that wants to be released through sound. Sound is like a vehicle, releasing anything that's been held within the body, just like the breath, anything that naturally comes out. And as we move up, we're going faster. And as we move down, we're going slower. And again, the music will guide you. Does anyone have any questions before we get into our practice? Okay, I'm going to pull our Kali card of the day. So we begin this closing our eyes. And you can sit for this part and just welcome in our daily message. And maybe bringing that energy into the breath work today, bringing your intention into the breath work. If it's to release, this is a very detoxifying, cleansing, breathing session. So setting the intention now. Taking a deep breath all the way into the hips, dropping into the space. Audible exhale, releasing any tension. One more deep, controlled inhale, filling completely up. Dropping into the space as we would in person and circle together. And our card today is Kalaratri. And this imagery is really beautiful. We have another lotus. So Kala Ratri. She appears beneath the cloak of night, revealing the truths that must be known to set the heart free. She offers you an opportunity to engage in a profound and enduring transformation. This will lead you to a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns or pains of your past. Your soul is in deep healing. Recovery can be painful, but that pain is temporary, and you will emerge renewed and released. In time, you'll greet your rising destiny from an entirely new and improved inner foundation. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime. I don't know about all of you, but I feel like these cards have been very aligned with the energy of our journey. They've kind of been taking us on a journey themselves. So we started day one with Kali's sword, slaying, clearing the way for our journey. And then we had the daughter god, ready for battle, fierce yet innocent. And yesterday we had our blue Tara, which brought a more loving, compassionate energy into our heart space. And now we have our rebirth. And Ratri means night. So the acknowledgement of Kala Ratri is not an intellectual understanding, but a bone-deep agony of release. It's like pulling the thorn out of the lion's paw. It hurts, but is the way that leads to healing, rather than the hurt that would come from trying to ignore the thorn and dealing with the increasingly negative consequences. The name, Kala Ratri, literally translates as Black Night, a time that is sacred and honored with celebration in the Hindu tradition. It's also an emanation of the goddess Kali herself. In that sense, Kali is our dark night of the soul. In the Hindu scriptures, Kala Ratri is known as the dark night of final dissolution, the formal and absolute ending of something that no longer needs to be. She signifies that there is no going back. She is the spiritual solvent into which we, as we have known ourselves and experienced our agonies, can dissolve. On the spiritual path, to go through a dark night of Kala Ratri is considered a protective and enveloping experience. Here, we can be held in a psychic container that allows us to dispense with all we have been working through or are holding on to. It's where we try to figure it out and just let it all go, similar to what happens during sleep. During the spiritual sleep of Kala Ratri, we drop the ego and intellect and allow for the divine reorganizing and healing power of the sacred feminine to work its restorative magic. Energies are processed and cleared away. From her, as the cosmic womb, we can then be recreated, reborn. The oracle brings a message of total change, of a need to let go of what has been so that a new form can be established. You will not know what the new form is going to be like, just as you do not know what you will dream before you go to sleep, nor in what state you will awaken the following morning. As you enter into the spiritual sleep, you cannot know all that will happen, yet this is Kali, so we can trust. Sleep only comes when we let go. So too, this deep and restorative spiritual surrender can only happen when we're willing to let go of our attachment to what has been. Placing our hand over the heart. Jai Ma Kali, Dark Mother of the Black Night, Cosmic Womb of Kala Ratri, I honor you, the divine dissolution, the ending necessary to yield the promised fulfillment. My trust in you is unconditional. I openly acknowledge my suffering and give voice to the agonies I've experienced, with intention only to release all of it to you. Bless me with the courage of your honesty to attain complete release. What I have known is less than a drop in the oceanic divine nature that you're awakening within me. I cross the threshold into your healing darkness of unknowing. Here I rest for as long as needed, gently and lovingly dissolving into your being until I'm ready to be birthed anew. May all beings feel your love and know your beautiful liberation. Jai Ma Kali. So taking that message into your heart space. And really it's representing the dark night of the soul that many of us find ourselves in at different stages of our lives. And we move through that space and we rebirth through that space when we come into surrender and realize we're not stuck. That destruction is also part of creation. Death is part of life. So we surrender and we trust. There's a greater purpose to everything that's happening. And it's like the butterfly in the cocoon. And as I was reading that, I was reminded of Osho always saying that meditation is anything that we do with our full awareness. And this is Tantra. It's not sitting for hours in a deep meditation. It's experiencing life as a meditation. And through this breath work today, we're aiming to just be present with the breath, with the being, with whatever comes up, getting out of our minds. Can we be fully present with the breath? Can we drop out of the mind and allow it to be an experience of ecstasy? This is ecstatic dance. This is ecstatic breath. When we're out of the mind and fully, the breath takes us over. We become the breath rather than experiencing the breath. So coming into this breath work today with that intention to be fully consumed. So beginning standing up, and I'll begin. So the start of this music is just going to be leading us into it. And again, at the end, we're just going to go into a couple minutes of silence. And I'm going to stand a little further away. So if you need guidance, you can look at me. Again, remembering to honor, push past your comfort zone, but also honoring how you're feeling. And we begin at the root chakra. And Sarah, I can see your video. When I press play, can you just give me a thumbs up that you can hear the music clearly? Okay, thank you. I'm just going to press play now. So closing our eyes, dropping in, bringing our awareness to the root chakra to begin.
So, yeah, I can hear the music.
Thank you, love. Moving to the sacral chakra and just allowing your body to move however it desires to move through this meditation. Up to the solar plexus. Continuing the breath up to the heart space. Out of the mind, into the body, into the breath. Allow the breath to take you over. Coming up to the Vishuddha, the throat chakra. Moving up to the third eye point, going faster. Moving up to the crown. Faster breathing here. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . allowing any colors, any energy, visualizations to come through, fully present, allowing the breath to take over, moving to the third eye point. Moving down to the throat chakra, to the Vishuddha, perhaps visualizing a blue light glowing around the throat, healing. To the heart space. To the solar plexus. Finding your own rhythm, your own pace for these last couple minutes. Down to the sacral chakra, the womb or the womb space. Slowing down, fully tuned into your breath, to your body, to this moment. down to the root chakra, perhaps a deeper breathing, feeling your groundedness to the earth below, slowing down. Last few deep breaths into the root. And when you're ready, either continuing to stand for the last couple minutes of silence, sitting down, or even laying down into Shavasana, corpse pose, and just fully relaxing the body, just being present. And bringing your awareness to the breath, witnessing it moving in and out. Remembering with the inhale comes new life, new breath, new beginnings, creation. And with the exhale comes destruction, rebirth, release. We're constantly releasing so we can open space for the new. This is the cycle of life. It becomes easy and even pleasurable when we surrender to the phases and we trust. We're always moving, always evolving, always transitioning. Just beginning to move your fingers and toes a little, maybe moving your head back and forth. Maybe some neck circles if you're sitting up or standing. Bringing your hands into prayer, the heart space. Bowing to yourself for showing up, honoring yourself. Bowing to Kali Ma for guiding us through this journey. Thank you for joining me. Satnam. Thank you, my loves. Inviting you to spend some time in silence if you're desiring to, or to journal anything that may have come up for you, and sharing in our temple, our online temple, our group, your experience. I would love to know. Sending so much love. I'll see you again tomorrow.